Morning, everybody. Day 8. Here we are. Cool. So I just want to highlight before we get into the session today that the most valuable part of this whole thing isn't what I say, aren't the ideas we discuss to sort of generate a little hype before our practice, to add something new so that we satisfy our intellects, which always want something new. And there's a pattern within the mind to appreciate in that even in our practice, we, in general, seek more, which talks about dissatisfaction and desire, this and whatnot. But it's about practicing. It's about practicing every day and entering that space, whatever it is, however it presents itself to you today and in this chapter of your life. The ambiance of your practice, the style in which you sit, even in subtle ways, will change over your decades. So the most important part is just sort of making the hike and sitting in that mental garden. Cool. So with that, we're going to get into more of the history of mindfulness. And so yesterday we talked about the 8th step. So mindfulness is the 7th step within an 8-step process the Buddha illuminated directly after his enlightenment in India. He walks out of the forests, away from the Bodhi tree, stumbles upon the legend goes, the same ascetic yogis that he practiced with for years before leaving them to find his own path. He stumbles upon them and gives them the teachings of his Four Noble Truths and this 8-step process. Mindfulness is the 7th. The 8th step is samadhi, just like yoga. It's about liberation of self, the awakening out of ignorance and really touching the true nature of the world. The roots of all of these meditative practices are very, very profound, and that's interesting. So what comes before this act of mindfulness, this act of being here non-judgmentally on purpose, which is sati in Sanskrit or Pali? But sati as a word means to acquire. So you are acquiring sat, acquiring information or insight on the true nature of the world, which to Buddhists really focuses on impermanence. When you sit there and your mind's wandering back and forth, left and right, it's not so much about I like this or I don't like that, or I'm, striking joy as my mind wanders. The deeper insight is, everything is always changing. Nothing lasts, and I can experience that through my mindfulness, through my open monitoring, that everything in truth is just here and gone. And in that, when that truth really hits home, we realize the foolishness of grasping onto anything at all. Or rejecting anything at all. This is called equanimity. So what comes before that? What is someone supposed to do to prepare themselves for what we're practicing now? The 6th of the 8 steps is Vayama, which is right effort. You have to have the right intentions, not necessarily in your formal practice, but in life. And I was thinking about how we could reduce this, and essentially, you have to become more and more concerned with being a good person. And if you think you're a good person, and I would imagine most people think they're a good person, a powerful thought is, well, how can I be a better person? And so I think the metaphor of light, because, right, all life comes from the light of the sun. It's like a deeply physiological and ancient analogy. But the idea of light gives us also a sense of directionality and brightness of this goodness that right effort really employs. And so there's 2 ways of being good. In one way you want to think about it is radiating your goodness as a gift to the moment that you're interacting with. So you're being mindful, you're doing your dishes, you're having a conversation, that your radiance is a gift you can bestow or withdraw. And just like the sun, if the sun withdrew its light, we who rely upon that benevolence, we would have a problem. And so the same with our tendency to withdraw our own light. And there's a really beautiful story about this that Thich Nhat Hanh shares. He's giving a sermon. A young monk is smiling brightly, listening to Thich Nhat Hanh talk about mindfulness. And Thich Nhat Hanh mentions to the boy in front of everyone, "Oh, you have such a nice smile." And the boy says, "Thank you, Thich Nhat Hanh." And Thich Nhat Hanh says, No. You should say you're welcome because your smile is a gift to me. And so then, later on in the week, all the little boys and girls, the little monks, are smiling. And as everyone walks by, they keep saying, "You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm smiling. You're welcome. This is something from me to you." And so it's an interesting little thing. Your smile, your benevolence is a gift that we should be thankful for, and we are thankful for. The next is receiving that light from others and being able to perceive that light, that smile in people that might not be smiling, that smile in a intense chapter of life, that smile, of course, in the beautiful things, the blue sky, a delicious piece of fruit, a clean home, a home at all. But the ability to recognize other smiles will enrich our capacity to perform the sixth limb, or the sixth step, right effort. See smiles, give smiles. See light, give light. Wash your dishes through that light. Do your work through that light. Drive through that light. This primes us for mindfulness. I think that's the important part. The willingness to do that and take hold of your mind state will prime you for mindfulness and make the experience of your mindfulness more powerful. And so if you like your mindfulness practice, you enjoy it, then you should start to work on becoming more bright and better and having more sincere efforts in life. The two go sort of hand in hand. Awesome. So let's get into this. What I think would be nice to focus on is that as you sit with the world, your presence is a gift to this moment. And of course, that everything you're perceiving is a gift from this moment. Okay. Sixth step of Buddha's Eightfold Path. Sama Vayam, right effort. Slow down the breath, relax your body. And so for the first 3 minutes, this will be a little physical. Just scan your body intuitively, release tension. And of course, be completely available to the circumstance that you're in. Completely available to the experience of relaxing. Among everything else, you are available to that. And the ears hear. And that is mindfulness. Hear the hearing while you feel the relaxing. And the mind plans. And the mind predicts. The way a sun shines, the way a bird sings, the way a cloud drifts. So we'll break our session today into two concepts. Right effort. When you wash your dishes, wash the dish as if it were a baby Buddha. Wash it well, wash it kindly, wash it with respect. Be good to it. The same when we interact and rendezvous with people and circumstances and moments. The intention is pure. Right effort is goodness. What is goodness? The willingness to dissolve the suffering of ourselves and or others. The willingness to be a positive influence in the moment that is arising. So the first section, sit and sense yourself as a candle, as a star, as a source of light. And that your compassion and your intelligence and your selflessness and your goodness is being made available to the moment at hand. You want to feel that. That is right effort. Slow down the breath. Hold goodness, hold light in the mind while being open to what arises and falls. 10 minutes here. Slow down the breath. Now begin to wish for the happiness of those you love or those you know. See them smiling, see them successful, see them healthy, see them accomplished, see them supported, see them enlivened. And so you're sitting here on the floor Thursday morning, investing your literal energy in thinking well, more than well of others. And so the quality of your sitting is imbued with this sixth step, right effort. This is a living moment of goodness, and you can feel it. Keep these enlightened thoughts in your mind. And so it takes effort to stay tethered to this stream of positivity, of benevolent thinking. The mind wanders back into its own tendencies, self-centered. And so right effort, sama vayam. You just want to feel, oh, I understand why it's called this. I have to apply myself to this light, apply myself to this radiance. Slow the breath. Think of those you know and love, happy, successful, joyous, enlivened. Playful thought experiments. Leveraging our brains to create experiences. Now just imagine hugging, embracing one of these people that you thought benevolently of. Big hug. And you should start to feel something in the body. Spirits lifted. Small release of oxytocin and dopamine, just the thought of a hug. But this is a good thought. And this is what's meant by right effort. Manage your mind. Choose good thoughts. When you wash a dish, it is a baby Buddha. And so loving compassion, this sort of aesthetic, good for the mind. Another way to apply right effort, clear the mind, listen to the moment, basic mindfulness. But somehow manage to be actively grateful for everything that you are experiencing now. The gifts of the now, a roof over your head, a temperate climate, a sunny morning, birds, the softness of the rug beneath you, your favorite shirt on your body. Endless reasons to be grateful. Just like Thich Nhat Hanh thanking the boy for his smile. Endless smiles within the now. Slow breath. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Slow the breath. Let's all come together for a specific point of gratitude. Be grateful for the sun. Receive its literal light and its literal life. The way Thich Nhat Hanh received the smile from the young boy. And so in your final moments, just feel there is a giving and receiving that is fundamental to the ever-changing circumstance of what life is, a giving and receiving. Right effort is about infusing this giving and receiving with a sort of spirit, a sort of principle. That what I give is nutritious and life-giving. What I give dissolves suffering. And that what I receive, I am always grateful for. Because there is always a smile within it, even dark circumstances. There is a faithfulness in that expansive gratitude. Giving and receiving. Just take a couple moments to sense that. And with a breath in, open your eyes. Beautiful. So I hope you got a sense of right effort. This step, I think in general speaks to like actually living in the world, right? So holding the door for someone, for example. Someone's having trouble with a flat tire. Maybe you stop, help them out, right? This is what right effort really means. And that when you start to live in that way, with that ethos of infusing what you give with that benevolence, receiving what you get with that gratitude, that supports the richness of your mindfulness experience. Again, so try it out.